It just goes back to nothing about us without us.
In the beginning, we had two types of program. One was High Five Club, which was mostly about fun activities, socialization, and Co-Creation Cafe was mostly dedicated to co-creative participatory art for the exhibition we were planning.
In the Memory Buddy program, when I first took over, it was more of a older adult peer support program. So we had 55 plus participants. Now it's more intergenerational pairs. And we've been able to provide an activity room for any care partner who is interested in attending, and anybody is welcome.
We try to continue with the volunteer bus driver model, and we've made some changes for the better. We were actually able to find companions to go with clients that needed some extra care. And we did an online calendar that people have access to, that they could look ahead before booking.
Spanish Happy Memories Cafe is happening the last Wednesday of the month. The last sessions, we just focus on activities.
We were finding that we focused too much on like the whole dementia thing, and we didn't get the response that we were hoping. We never were able to jump over the whole stigma of it all, I guess. So we have really centered upon community and engaging activities that promotes our well-being. It's about joy.
Maple Ridge has an aging well and a dementia friendly, and we have melded together. I love working with the men with dementia, and they've been having a blast.
In BC Housing, there were two streams that we were focusing on. We had these senior memory club and dementia support program already established, but there was a lot that we needed to learn and just see how people were responding to brain health, dementia. And we heard that word right away brought up things for some people. What was really helpful with that is the dementia training series.
From my experience, because of those sessions, awareness increased, curiosity increased among the seniors. It was interesting for them to hear different stories.
At Harmony Hall, we had 3 workshops, all of them centered around some aspect of dementia. It was profoundly emotional. It was such a relief for people to be in a space where they could talk about it.
I think through the different forms of dementia that the program has seen has really opened our eyes to the different forms that the program needs to be adaptable. You have to know your limits and you play within it, and using the community to figure out how we can support. People have different level of awareness and understanding about dementia, so definitely training really helps. One of the messages from the training was that when things happen, first response is that how do we keep the peace?
One of the things that we have been doing with the Latino group is that we connect with other groups so they have options. It's important for people to have options. It's not only South Granville Senior Center who is offering this workshop for dementia, but also Maple Ridge, the group of Farhad UBC.
Knowing that there's options and there's communities, I think, does wonders.
A lot of our challenges are turnover volunteers. We really had to work together. So we kind of have to get crafty. We have to get creative with the way that we either find budget or go about it.
The challenge is not having a very secured space long-term. And then some projects have the challenge of maintaining the momentum.
Sometimes it's the mobility aids that can take up a lot of room.
In BC housing, I would say the cultural diversity. In Burnaby, there's over 120 languages and dialects spoken. So that adds a layer of, are we being mindful of the cultural aspect of dementia and how caregivers respond to that? At the same time, there's a piece missing about how we talk to people who are self-stigmatizing.
The only thing I can think of was at the beginning, Fran planted a seed about dementia and nobody really was interested. And we talked at great length in some of our meetings on the wording that we could use to make it less scary for people. And so we kind of used different words, cognitive change and managing memory. And I think that helped. Also, I would say creating a dementia-friendly environment and space is not something that can be done perfectly. So it's always ongoing.
I've just been so thankful for the building capacity team around the flexibility of us to adapt as we go.
You gave us the right amount of structure and support, but never presumed to tell us what to do. And while that seemed a little bit hard at the beginning, I think it ultimately led to us figuring that out more organically.
The most important thing and helped us even more than the budget was the credit from UBC that generates trust.
Your credibility has really provided us with credibility and rapport. I don't think our program would nearly have been to the capacity it is without having your mentorship.
In short term, we are hoping that you have these sessions at least once per month. And at the same time, we will be on the look for new resources and opportunities.
Ideally, we would love to extend the buddy program to be able to enter people's homes.
One of the things that I see going forward is to reconnect with our community partners. Our hope is those partnerships will open doors for our community and help us help our program. And we had started a new program on the tablet social hour.
And we are in a partnership with the Vancouver Public Library. So we are thinking to create a book club with the tablet so they can read together.
So my thought is focus on recruiting volunteers and training them with going on trips with people with dementia and how to navigate some of the outings. We would also like having sort of a database on where everybody goes on their trips and the accessibility, if it's good for people with memory issues, if it's good for people with mobility issues, the cost, seniors discounts, all that type of stuff, and make it kind of a guidebook.
When we talk about sustainability and next steps, in one of our BC housing sites, we're going to pilot an adult day program. So it won't be specific to people living with dementia, but specific to residents there with higher needs, and including people with dementia, stroke survivors.
I'm doing a monthly Zoom meeting with people in Hamilton. It's caregivers and people with dementia. And I'm also going out to Surrey White Rock. There's a group of people out there that want to start a support group.
I would love to see us do a workshop for the professionals in the brain health space on the coast, because they're not very well connected.
The bus program is growing. Being able to use our bus at no cost has taken down a barrier, and it's pushed other organizations to be able to do the out trips. It's providing opportunities for a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have.
Everybody's just expanding out.
We knew that we could make a difference in some capacity. It can be deep, it can be tough, it can be emotional for sure. we love what we do.
I never thought about dementia until I started working on this project. It's all around me now. It was always there. I just never saw it. And my goal would be to have hundreds of people seeing it the way I'm seeing it.
It's not so much what I'm giving to the people as what they're giving to me. How lucky am I?
For me, this dementia-friendly, dementia-inclusive, it's part of a movement, that we all need to be a part of this and that we can learn from one another. This has been just such a fun journey.
All the other folks that were doing this work really did give me a lot of context and made me feel like, wow, we're part of something really big and really important.
It's not, we're just closing this chapter. So all these relationships have been built and we're all doing these wonderful things. Now the seed really has roots for our seniors, for our community. We're on a learning curve.
The sky is the limit.